And they started with the Money in the Bank men's match, which thankfully, because after the women, why would you want to see any more of this ladder horse shit? And I will say that Samantha Irvin, not Irwin. I get me, could she be related to Dr. Bill Irwin?
No, she's Irvin.
Well, she may be Irvin or not, or she's revving up and ready to go. She explained the convoluted stipulations well. She's got a lot of enthusiasm. But it was Jey Uso, Andrade, LA Knight, Chad Gable, Carmelo Hayes, and Drew McIntyre in a 6-man ladder match, everyone for themselves, to get the briefcase. And right off the bat, why do they have to have 6? They could have taken Andrade and Carmelo out of this and not harmed anything. You can't. This is a stunt show. You can do cool things in it, but it can't be a wrestling match that makes sense, that has any logic, that tells any kind of a story, or that it's just the ladders came into play in the first minute, and then everybody does tricks, and it'll be 2 guys doing their set thing that they've agreed on that they're going to do, while the 4 other ones wait for their cues. And at 3 minutes in, the crowd is chanting, "We want tables!" Because the fucking half a dozen ladders ain't enough. And, in this thing, Chad Gable and Drew McIntyre looked great, I thought, all the way through. LA Knight got to beat a few people up. But, I mean, it's just, you're waiting for different stunts, and you have to suspend any type of, not even any disbelief, but just like Drew McIntyre at one point sold out on the floor somewhere for longer than people recover from open heart surgery. And then he comes back at 100% right when he needs to be. And same with everybody. And then finally, at the end of the thing, they figure out a ridiculously, after everybody does everything to everybody, then each guy takes a bump on the ladder that is risking life, limb, in the pursuit of happiness. So they've got a reason to be out so that the last 2 guys can do the thing. And we knew Drew needed to win it, and we hoped he would win it. And it was a good little finish they did, where Gable had got up there and was hanging from the cable when Uso turned his ladder over, so he stuck up there, and then he dropped, took a hell of a bump, and bounced up and got speared. So he's out, and then Uso climbs the ladder and has his hands on the briefcase, but Drew grabbed one of the ladders and kind of used it like a cue stick and knocked Uso off the top of the ladder, and then he climbed it and got the case. So it was a nice finish, but God, this has become so ridiculous now with the ladder matches, and they're so dangerous, and it's a stunt show, and that's all you're watching for, and I'm just bleh. What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was run of the mill as far as these ladder matches go. The one later in the show is really the one to write home about and write to other people about, too.
It was really the one to complain about. That's why I'm saving it.
But Drew got the win, and it played a part in a bigger story. It was the right guy.
Yeah.
And I guess for a Money in the Bank show, it was a fine opener.
I think we are starting to realize that, I've always said you can't be successful. Good booking can sometimes overcome subpar talent more than the other way around, is what I'm trying to say. Great talent, great booking. Well, great talent can sometimes, but not often, overcome subpar booking, but great booking can sometimes overcome subpar talent. And I'm not saying that Drew McIntyre is subpar, but the WWE booking right now, everybody that wins should win. It fits into the thing, into the bigger picture. That's why they've made these stars. And some of these same people were there under the previous administration, And they didn't mean nearly as much as they mean now. But again, on the other side of this war, you've got some guys that have talent, but they can't overcome the shitty booking.
Yeah, McIntyre's the biggest case. He went from being the most boring guy in the company to the most intriguing guy there.
Well, and sometimes it's just letting people actually act like adults and real instead of the scripted dramatic bullshit. On the other side, they don't have any scripted shit to work with, and they can't come up with their own, most of them. It's feast or famine is what it is, Brian. But anyway, so Drew got the case, and that was the start of this event.
Yippee!